Some information from Vanessa about planned and unplanned time out of the building. Maybe you don't know that she helps take care of the morning door checks. And when you are out of the building overnight, one day or longer, it is important that you notify the front desk, or you will be out of the building. There is a book we have labeled Out of the Building, in which the names of residents who are out of the building are kept. This is important for several reasons. For example, security must be aware of who is in the building in case of emergencies, and for the daily door wellness checks in the morning. This ensures your safety. Just as important is, where did I lost my place? When you come back, please stop by the front desk and let them know that you have returned. If you need further clarification on this process, you may call or come and see me in my office, and that's from Vanessa, the resident nurse. Here's some news from the library committee. Welcome to all the residents and staff of Manzano del Sol. Would you like to know more about your library and how to use it with more confidence? Contact Marjorie McCammont for a person-to-person tour of the library and information about how to use it for your maximum benefit. Just call, and she gives a number here, to set up an appointment to meet. Where? Well, in the library, of course. And that, of course, comes from Margie McCammont. If anyone would like information about services provided through Our Lady of Fatima Catholic Church, please contact Marion Cooper in apartment 212. Masses are conducted by Father Joe Concala on the first and third Monday of the month, as shown on Manzano del Sol's activity calendar. Other activities, such as confessions or holiday services, may be scheduled throughout the month as well. And that comes to us information from Marion Cooper. Dorn and Betty Trotz. Betty and Dorn are our new neighbors in apartment 125. They came here from Placitas, New Mexico. Betty taught in the Southgate Valley Grande School in Placitas, and Dorn had his own construction company and did a lot of work with the New Mexico Highway Department. They both attended University of Colorado. Dorn got a BA in business, and Betty's degree was in education. Betty feels that teaching is the best thing she's ever done. Dorn got a great satisfaction from running his own business. Betty did all the bookkeeping and payrolls as her second job. Betty was born in Hammond, Indiana, and Dorn in Seattle, Washington. They both like to read, and Betty also enjoys gardening. They have two children, a daughter who is a principal for APS in Tijeras, a son in Lubbock, Texas, who is a computer engineer. They chose to move to Manzano because they like the warm and welcoming feeling and also being independent. So welcome Betty and Dorn. Gwen and Anlian, never say that, the information. Well, it says here, nobody enjoys being told they're wrong. But you know that criticism is a chance to learn. Nancy Agnew gives us that little gem. April. When is April Fool's Day, and how did it start? April Fool's Day, April 1st, is the one date on the calendar when jokes and mischief are expected. But how did April Fool's Day get its start? Learn more about the history of April Fool's Day, including some fun humor throughout the years. Here's the origin of April Fool's Day. How did it all start? The origin is unknown, but theories place its start hundreds of years ago. Some theorize that the idea of April Fool's Day dates back to ancient Rome and a festival called Hilaria, held at the end of March, where people would dress up in disguises and mock or imitate others. Many folklorists believe it may go back to 16th century France. Charles IX decreed that the new year would begin on January 1st. Back in those times, New Year's Day was around Easter, and spring festivals marked the occasion with a whole week of partying. Some folks were slow to catch on to the change, continuing to celebrate the new year. They quickly became the victim of jokes and pranks, including having paper fish put on their backs and labeled Poisson d'Avril, meaning April fish. In Scotland, people would send others on phony errands called hunting the gowk, as well as pin fake tails or kick me signs on the unsuspecting. That doesn't sound very nice, does it? Some believe that the term All Fools was probably meant as a deliberate stab at All Saints on November 1st and All Souls on November 2nd. Some about April Fool's Day pranks in history. On April 1st, 1905, Berliner Tageblatt, a German newspaper, reported that thieves dug a tunnel under the U.S. Treasury and stole $268 million in silver and gold. In 1957, the BBC aired a story on how Swiss farmers were experiencing a bumper crop for spaghetti, complete with video harvesting noodles from trees. In 1962, Swedish television was the only TV station in Sweden broadcast in black and white, and it announced that viewers could convert their existing sets to display color by pulling a nylon stocking over the screen. Can you imagine falling for that? In 1983, Boston University professor Joseph Boskin created a story about the origin of April Fool's Day when speaking to an AP reporter. He said the day originated when Roman Emperor Constantine agreed to let one of his jesters, Kugel, become king for the day. Boston, of course, made the story up. In 1992, NPR aired an interview with Richard Nixon where he declared his intention to run for president again. It was, of course, not Richard Nixon, but an actor. On April 1st, 1996, Taco Bell announced it had purchased the Liberty Bell and would rename it the Taco Liberty Bell. Aren't we glad that didn't happen? A 2008 BBC broadcast tricked viewers into believing that a certain breed of penguins had displayed the ability to fly. April Fool's Day indeed. And all of this came from the Old Farmer's Almanac, which is real. Laughter yoga. You've probably seen, well, no, you may not, heard about this Manzano del Sol residents and staff alike have enjoyed the laughter yoga classes instructed by our volunteer laughter guru, Donna Fastel. And to answer your first question, no, this is not a yoga exercise class. The yoga part of laughter yoga is frequent deep breathing with a few stretches. So you don't have to stand on your head or make yourself into a human pretzel. This therapeutic practice was started by a medical doctor and his wife, who was a yoga teacher in India with just 5 people in 1995. Now there are thousands of laughter groups on Zoom as well as in person, more than 72 countries, and we are one of those groups. Laughter yoga is based on the scientific fact that the body cannot tell the difference between fake and real laughter, if done with willingness. You get the same health benefits either way. Practicing laughter yoga can improve health and well-being, fight off depression, raise energy levels, boost the immune system, provide opportunities for friendships, increase the supply of oxygen to our body cells, release endorphins, the feel-good hormones. Come and experience what it's all about. Bring an open heart and mind and be prepared for lots of laughter. You can find us in the Wellness Classroom every Tuesday at 3:30. And that comes from Ann Schroeder, the Wellness Director. The 5th floor welcomes Charles Nemeth. Charles was born and reared in South Bend, Indiana. During the Korean War, he served in Germany. Charles worked in the automobile industry, selling and working with dealerships. He received his BA from Denver University, night school. He has a son in California and a son in Colorado. He took up writing at age 89 and is active in the VA Writers Group despite having AMD. The VA is an important part of his life, and he is grateful for the many benefits he receives. He gives back by being active in the VA Writers Group and the Blinded Veterans Association. He has a collection of beautiful antique clocks. An impressive tidbit, he is looking forward to making his mother's Hungarian strudel. Welcome, Charles. Martha Blackburn provided that information. Nurses Week is coming. Nurses Week is Monday, May 6th, Sunday to May 6th to Sunday, May 12th. This year, I would like to put together an article honoring all the retired nurses we have among us. Please stop by the clinic and pick up a short questionnaire if you would like to be featured in the article. That comes from Vanessa Jackson, the clinic nurse. Braver Angels is a nationwide organization that was started in Ohio in 2017 to address the partisan divide that became a concern during and after the 2016 election between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. The organization has been gaining more interest over the last 7 years, and there are now at least 100 local alliances and more than 12,200 members. As of the deadline for the April Apple Barrel, I'm learning more about this organization and getting involved in the New Mexico Alliance. And here is a statement of their mission according to the national publication. Braver angels bring Americans together to bridge the partisan divide and strengthen our democratic republic. Yes. As individuals, we try to understand the other side's point of view, even if we don't agree with it. In our communities, we engage those we disagree with, looking for common ground and ways to work together. In politics, we support principles that bring us together rather than divide us. You can watch a video on YouTube about how a weekend experience of bringing persons of different political views together worked. And here is a lengthy computer address. You can find out more about what is happening all over the nation by going to their website, another complicated address, or more about what's happening here and going to another address. Later this spring, after I've had more experience with the organization, I'll be able to tell you more. This was submitted by Mildred Langston. When I awaken to your roseate greeting, I imagine from just beyond the frontiers of neighboring mountains, dear God, my heart swells, many-splendored in recognition of the blessing of all you are investing in life on earth, and of how much farther is its reach beyond the little corner in habit, caught up in the gears of daily existing, and the beauty of celestial radiance blooms across the horizons of earthly existence. Here's how to catch up with the April birthdays. We can skip the first several. Where are we now? On the 5th? Well, today is Sally Clay's 90th birthday, and she's celebrating down on another floor today. Elizabeth Hanson on the 5th, Katie Crawford on the 7th, Dolores Cortez on the 11th, Elaine Stamm on the 16th, Nancy Ann Agnew on the 17th, and Robert Agnew on the 18th. Dale Kanagi on the 18th, and Sue Sherrill on the 23rd. Here's to your brain health. According to the research done by the Global Council on Brain Health, there are 6 pillars of brain health. Pillar number 1, be social. Stay socially engaged to support your brain health. Pillar 2, engage your brain. Find ways to stimulate your brain. Pillar 3, manage stress. Reduce your stress, boost your brain health. Pillar 4, ongoing exercise. Exercise helps your brain at any age. Pillar 5, restorative sleep. Restful sleep makes your brain work better. Pillar number 6, eat right. Eating healthy is good for your brain. Join us, all are welcome. Here are some of the things you can do here. Reading the apple barrel together. President's Council will be Monday, April 8th, 2 o'clock in the chapel. The City of Albuquerque Book Van will be here Tuesday, April 9th, 1:30 in the chapel. Library Committee meeting, Wednesday, April 10th. It happens every second Wednesday of each month at 10 o'clock in the library. Food Committee, Thursday, April 11th, the second Thursday of each month, 9 o'clock in the library. Community education. The topic this month will be grassroots solutions from New Mexico, another way forward. And that will be presented by Dee Dee Feldman, Wednesday, April 17th, 3 o'clock in the chapel. Project Linus, Friday, April 19th. That meets third Friday of each month at 10 o'clock in the hobby room. Ping Pong Fridays between 1 and 3 o'clock in the wellness classroom. Wii bowling on Saturdays, 12 o'clock in the wellness classroom. Bingo Saturdays, 1 p.m. in the chapel. The April ministry schedule for Sunday services at 2 p.m. We've already had the 7th. April 14th, Matthew Miller. April 21st, Bert Scott. April 28th, Matthew Miller again. The Wednesday services at 6:30 p.m. We've already had April 3rd. April 10th. Have we had April 10th yet? No? Good, okay. Reverend Lynn Hinton from the First United Church of Christ. April 17th, Reverend Paul Anway from the Metropolitan Community Church. And April 24th, Keith Smith from the Methodist Church. Every first and third Monday at 10 o'clock, there are Catholic services with Reverend Joe Concala as the celebrant. Tai Chi Chu. A group who are familiar with the movements are leading us in Tai Chi Chu on Monday mornings at 9 o'clock in the third floor lounge. We are just now learning the steps. Please come and learn this meditation exercise with us. Maybe this summer we can practice in the garden. That comes from Martha Meister. Eclipse viewing. While not as spectacular as it will be in Austin or as it was during the balloon fiesta last fall, eclipse watchers will be able to view it here. At the maximum coverage at 12:30 p.m. Monday, April 8th, the sun will be about 80% covered. That's Monday, April 8th, 12:30 p.m. Judy Liddell gives us that information. Spring birds at Manzano del Sol. It is wonderful to walk in the courtyard and enjoy the sounds and sights of the birds that live here all or part of the year. House sparrows, pairs with brown wings, who will have multiple clutches of birds, are busy making nests in the hedges around the building, in the sturdy vine along the northwest side of the pool, and even in the birdhouse hanging from the tree. Red and brown streaked house finches are flying back and forth, and white-winged doves can be heard singing, "Who cooks for you?" There is a Cooper's hawk that nests in the neighborhood. Don't be disturbed if you see a pile of feathers on the grass. They keep the white-winged dove population under control as part of the circle of life.